Hello.
Hi there.
We did it. We finished watching everything for the Independent Spirit Awards, and now we are right in the middle of the Oscars death race.
It really is one battle after another.
It is. It is.
We had some interesting movies this week.
We did. We have three to talk about specifically today. So,
Start us off.
if we want to jump into it, we watched The Testament of Anne Lee.
Now, what did you think of this movie?
Honestly, I didn't care for it. I thought that the choreography was really cool. The songs were repetitive, but I know that they're essentially just taken from Quaker hymns,
Right.
so that didn't bother me too much.
The music and dancing was very pretty in
Yeah.
this movie. I'll give it that. I'm going to get the good stuff out of the way early.
I just don't really know what I was supposed to take from this movie. Like, are we pro-Quaker? Like,
What was its message?
how religious are we trying to be?
Exactly. I didn't get the impression this movie was, in the beginning, trying to be overly religious, but I mean, spoiler, halfway through, they think she's just Jesus at this time.
Well, and it seems like her miracles work a lot. It gets them out
She
of a
didn't
storm
do
on a
no
boat.
miracles.
I mean, God seems to listen to this woman, at least in the narrative of this movie.
She's crazy.
Well, I thought this was going to be about a real woman who essentially started a religious cult.
Right.
And I think that's what happened, but I don't think it was really framed that way. It was more like, look at these poor Quakers and how much vitriol they're getting.
Do you think, were they trying to make Anne Lee like the hero of this story?
I don't know who else would have been the hero. Maybe there's not supposed to be a hero, but I think she was portrayed in a fairly positive light.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know a ton about the Quakers. I have been to a Quaker compound before, though. But
And you said it's kind of similar, right?
yeah, what I really remember is they segregated male and female spaces,
Oh boy.
which makes sense in the context of this movie. I don't really dive deep on religion much, so yeah, I don't really know what I was supposed to take away here.
Neither do I. I think like the settings and everything look really well. Like the craftsmanship and the like colonial era buildings and towns they were showing, it was really well done, but it was all very like surface level. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, I remember when Oscar nominations happened, and some people were surprised that it didn't get in for Best Original Song or Score,
Sure.
stuff like that. And then people were surprised Amanda Seyfried didn't get in. That one I'm a little more understanding of.
She did give a hell of a performance.
She
I'll give her
did.
that.
She was great. I love her. She's always great. She was the best part of Mank, and I was bored to tears in Mank, especially knowing it's the reason why we don't have Mindhunter season 3.
Such a tragedy.
I would give any of these movies for Mindhunter season 3.
But yes, I liked the dancing kind of big choreographed scenes in this movie. That was at least cool to look at, but you have to realize like, oh, these people really did this kind of stuff. Everyone here is crazy.
I will say, and
They were
maybe
very into it.
maybe this is just something I notice with musical movies. I don't wish I were in a movie theater that often. This maybe would have played better to me in a movie theater. The other movie I've
Okay.
seen this year that I think would have played really well in a movie theater, which I still loved the movie from home, was Sinners.
Sure. Yeah, movies that have scenes where it's like big and bassy, kind of hits your whole body. That's what a good movie theater experience is for.
Yeah, too bad the movie theater close to us has awful, awful speakers.
Very old and way overpriced. That's why our home is our theater.
The roof caved in.
We did not cause that, allegedly.
No, it was weather.
It was probably the brawl that took place there.
Not the brawl, the 100-person brawl in the parking lot.
It's a fun town.
This is why I don't go to the movie theater.
As you can see, we got kind of bored of this movie after a little while. I'm turning into a grouchy old man because every movie now is too long.
This one was over 2 hours, I
It did not
believe.
need to be.
And yeah, it really didn't need to be.
Like, the major beats are she loses her family, kind of goes through that process on the ship at the colony. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
I specifically remember one scene where it's after Anne Lee tells everyone that they can't do anything sexual even with their spouses because
That's the source of sin.
yeah, and that's what keeps you from God or whatever. So then her brother, he's gonna go follow that. So he wakes up next to his like boyfriend the next day.
The only
and is
interesting
like,
part of this
I've
movie,
gotta go. And yeah, you looked at me and said finally something interesting.
and nothing even close to that was seen again in this movie.
We never even touched on how he felt about that.
Not at
or
all. Getting a new
his-
boyfriend in America.
Yeah.
Give me a little drama.
I don't think we delved that deep on any of the characters except
really.
for Anne. And even then, I wanted to see more. Maybe the people who made this movie didn't feel comfortable adding creative liberties. I don't know how accurate this is, but
Neither do I, actually. I don't know much about this.
I
Cult,
would have
yeah.
been adding every creative liberty known to man to make this a crazy musical about this lady starting a cult and telling everyone she's Jesus. I would literally make her like Jim Jones.
I mean, when you look at this almost as a comedy, just watching, wow, these people are so crazy, look at them go, it's much more entertaining. Yes, this was not my favorite movie of all time.
It wasn't mine either, which I did have higher hopes for it because I do love a musical.
Yeah, we know Amanda Seyfried is going to give a great performance.
Yeah, and she did.
My other favorite part is when her husband was so fed up and just said, "No, I'm marrying a prostitute, or I'm buying a prostitute.
And then
I'm
we
getting out of
never
here."
saw him again. I have to imagine
Just
he
gone.
stayed there with her.
I guess so. He won, I guess.
But I love a stylish movie. And
Fair enough.
musicals tend to be very stylish. I definitely think this had its own visual lens that it was working through.
Sure.
But I just found everything pretty repetitive and not very interesting. I was disappointed. I thought I would like it more than I did. Everything was so gray and dreary. I didn't notice much of a difference in how things looked between England and America.
I agree. I recall specifically in the scene, maybe about 3/4 of the way through the movie, they're all in the barn that gets set on fire and like attacked.
Yeah.
Everyone's scrambling about, and it was partially sort of lighting in this nighttime scene, but I couldn't tell who was who. Nothing stood out enough. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, I get that. A lot of movies nowadays just have such dark lighting and dark color palettes. I miss color in movies.
And it was like, especially during that scene, like, I'm sure everyone is giving a good performance based off what I'm hearing. I just can't see what's going on.
Exactly. At least it wasn't as bad as The Rip.
Nothing could be. I'm also just blind, so that's all right.
I'm the blind one here.
But yes, I'd give Ann Lee maybe like, the dancing and music and everything was impressive. I'd give this movie like a 60.
Also, I have one more note. What
Hit
was up with the narrator gal? The gal from Jojo Rabbit.
I
Like,
don't know.
what was her purpose? Why was she the one narrating? What was going on there? I felt like she had nothing to do.
I don't think she did otherwise. Yeah, a lot of good, talented actors and characters, I think, in the story were wasted
I agree.
to focus just on Ann Lee. That's why it got kind of stale after a while, because she's just singing and dancing all over the place, having a wonderful time.
Well, and even then, I don't think we delved deep enough into Anne Lee. Like, let me see her have a crisis of faith. Let me see her decide what really made her think she was Jesus. Because what I got from that was she had 4 kids and none of them survived past a year. And she had these really difficult birth processes, and it seemed like she didn't enjoy having sex with her husband.
Because this is like the 1600s, I think, something like that.
Like, to me, it
Or
truly
1700s.
felt like she came up with all of this because she personally didn't want to have sex with her husband. And I would have liked to see that delved into a little bit more.
I think she was just PTSD and postpartuming so hard that it broke her.
Well, and then they took her to jail at one point, and she wasn't eating or drinking.
Started hallucinating.
Yeah, and so I think she was having some hallucinations due to that.
But I did really enjoy how it started out after that. Like, I'm just a really religious person and these people are following me, to about halfway through, this is the new Jesus. It's just a girl.
Yeah.
Love that.
Well, and then also, we got little throwaway lines at certain points, but we don't see a lot of female cult leaders or religious icons,
Yeah, that's true.
especially in this time. How did that affect the way that people saw her? How did that affect the way that she felt about scripture and some of the more misogynistic passages?
She was definitely called a witch several times.
Yes, by the Americans who didn't like that they were out screaming at all hours of the night. Which, that was very much during Burn the Witch era New England, so...
They were accusing them of having orgies in the woods, and I noticed they didn't quite deny it.
No, I think they were having orgies in the woods.
Love that.
Because they were like, well, sometimes we just get really spirited and the men tear off our clothes, or sometimes it's really hot and so we're wearing thin clothes.
I'm going to have to rewatch this movie and view it as a comedy, because at first I'm like, wow, these are some really interesting and passionate religious people from this time period. That's interesting, but no, these people are fully nuts.
It's
coming
just a
over to
parody on
America.
religion.
It really. I did like the little tidbit. There were 2 still practicing Shakers as of 2025.
Which confuses me
Impressive.
because I went to that compound. Maybe it's some other... Because it was the Quaker compound. I don't know.
And I love the idea that
Maybe they
like
don't
those 2,
shake.
they hate each other, but they're keeping it going.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's fun.
That's a sitcom right there.
Yeah, I want to see that movie.
NBC, get behind it.
But I think that this movie had a lot of really interesting ideas that it kind of threw out there, but it didn't stay on them long enough. It didn't delve deep enough into them.
We had
And
that one.
Instead, we were getting just a bunch of these repetitive songs, which I did think the songs were the most interesting parts of the movie for me because it kind of added something different to look at and the choreography was really good. But yeah, I just would have liked to see the themes go deeper.
We even had that little side love story of the 2 younger like cult members on the boat. I think they were given the longing stares, and
Yeah.
then finally I think snuck off. Didn't see really much of that to give some like nuance to this whole kind of like religious movement that's taking shape, you know?
Well, and then that girl was Anne's niece.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
she cried really hard when they sent her away and said, no, she has to choose this for herself. But then we never really focused on that again. I think that having to send her niece away would maybe be a little more of a thing that lasted throughout her motivations and her
influences
life.
further events in this film, but no.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Stuff happened in this movie, and then it's just like the rest of the movie forgot about it, didn't need it.
And that's why I get upset. I'm like, why is the movie long then if we're not even fleshing anything out?
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'm right. All movies should be 90 minutes at most.
90 minutes.
Average half an hour, and you're out. Done.
Well, and see, this one I don't even think was egregiously long. It was like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It wasn't like a 3-hour long movie directed by a man, you know?
I am so not looking forward to watching Avatar.
No, not even a little bit.
Because that one's going to be super long, right?
Probably. It's probably
Dang
3+
it.
hours.
I'm not going to be paying attention during that movie.
That's okay.
But Anne Lee, nah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Not
I
my
didn't
favorite.
hate my time watching it, but I think I get a little more disappointed with movies when I feel like there's a missed opportunity, you know? I think this movie had potential and could have been better.
I agree. Yeah, just got too stale after a while. You're kind of seeing the same thing and same beats over and over again, which some people may enjoy, may like the setting and I certainly liked the singing and the music. That was all very pretty, but if you're looking for a little bit more depth, you might be better off
Yeah.
watching a different movie.
I think it's an interesting time period and time in history to explore as well, especially with a female protagonist, but we just didn't really get a lot of depth there.
I'd give it a 60.
A 60? I'm pretty in line with that.
Okay.
I don't quite want to say it's rotten. What do you think it has on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, people probably love this. I'm going to say this has a 92.
This has an 88%.
I mean, I was
You're
closer than I
close.
wanted to be.
I don't think it's worth that much hype.
Nah. If you like dancing and singing in movies, sure, give it a try. If that's really not your thing, then pass on this one.
Go watch the song where they're on the boat on YouTube.
Yeah, just watch clips of some of the songs, and that's really all you need.
All right, next we have Zootopia 2.
I liked the first Zootopia movie. That was pretty good, pretty funny.
I did too. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember enjoying it too. And the big thing that always stood out to me in Zootopia, which of course carried over here, the world building is so strong.
It is. I will give them that. It's got a lot of different layers to it, and lots of different themes. So it's not badly built.
Exactly. And then, the animation is fun.
Animation's fantastic in this movie. Absolutely.
I like the Disney animation style. There are some animation styles that weird me out, and Disney isn't one. I think it's made to appeal to young kids, so there's lots of, rounded lines and bright colors, and I like that.
I was impressed with the animation, especially with the amount of characters they were portraying on a screen at once. Like, you got to get a few of those pulled back shots when they are showing, like, that animal rave. What was it? Burning animal? Was that it? Burning mammal. That was
Burning
it.
Mammal, that was it.
And they
Yes.
showed tons of characters. That was really well done. I found this story kind of meh.
Yeah, I think the first one was better because let's be real, in the first one, we have what our main characters are Judy and Nick, right?
Yes.
And they learn how to kind of be a team and work together despite their differences in the first one. Well, in the second one, what else are we going to do with that? We're retreading those steps.
Exactly.
And also, a good chunk of this movie is them not getting along or just flat out apart from each other.
We had a lot of that in the first movie, though, didn't we?
I guess, but I think in the second one, at least what I'm looking for is to change that up. And now that they are friends, how are they going to navigate that together?
I saw it as mostly like, okay, we've kind of seen this already. At the end of the movie, they're just more friends. Okay, great. What I would have loved to seen in this movie instead, have, what's it, Nick and Judy be supporting characters, but introduce a new one or two new main character animals. That way you can keep fleshing out different parts and more detailed parts of the world. You've got a nice new story or relationship to explore, but then you can get your original characters back as well and continue to build that for the trilogy.
I like that. And we even did see them at the very end of the movie. Now they're kind of running the partners therapy thing.
Yes.
Maybe they're doing that at the beginning and we come in with this new, pairing. Maybe they're training a new pair.
That'd be perfect, yeah.
Because if I recall, in the first movie, Judy was like the first bunny cop
I think so.
because they're like, well, you're a little animal, like you can't be a cop and all that stuff.
Right.
So maybe now that she's set a precedent, we're bringing in more animals who might not have been considered cop-like before. And we kind of see that on the periphery. We see some, I think, mice and such. I love the mice.
Those are great, yes.
But we didn't delve into it very deep, My favorites here were also my favorites in the first one, though. I love those little Godfather. What are they supposed to be? Like rats?
I think so. Something like that. Little hamsters, maybe. I honestly would have liked to see them also a little bit more. That was a
Yeah.
really funny part of the last movie. I think this story they gave you more story at a little bit of a sacrifice of like some of the comedic value that
Mm-hmm.
I saw in the last one, and that's what by the end of the movie I was just not quite bored. I'm just like it was fine.
Because I do think the Zootopia movies, they try to be about something deeper going on in society.
That's
Like,
true.
I think the first one was kind of about racism in a
Hmm.
way. I mean, this one, I guess, to an extent, because they don't like the reptiles, but this seemed to be about like stealing the land and the works of other cultures, which is very real. So that's cool. I think that's cool for kids' movies. I feel like a kid would probably only be better off after having watched Zootopia or Zootopia
I
2.
agree.
I did like introducing that swamp land area.
That was a cool addition to the world, yes.
Like, that was done really well. I thought it was inventive. And like you said, I think they pay a lot of attention to the detail in the animation. It's really fun when you get a scene of just them walking through an area and seeing all of the different characters and things going on in the background.
You can focus on any part of the screen when they're especially in a big like transitional scene like that, and you get so many cool little details and characters. I thought that was a very nice touch.
I gotta say, the big twist, I never thought the Lynx was gonna be a good guy, let's be real. That was Roman Roy from Succession.
It was trying his best.
The dad was definitely modeled after Logan from Succession.
Oh, no.
That was a Succession family right there.
No doubt. I think the voice actor maybe even was on Succession.
No, the voice actor was Andy Samberg.
Oh, I was thinking for the dad, Lynx.
Oh no, that was the dad from A Little Prayer, which we
Oh.
watched last time.
We did.
You didn't care for that movie?
I did not.
But yeah, voice acting, again, it's good. Lots of big name celebrities showing up, even for just little one-line cameos.
We had what, Shakira doing the music?
Yeah, Shakira was the gazelle, which she did the song in Zootopia 1, and now
Got it.
she's back with another song.
Got it.
I don't really care about those songs, but I'm sure a child will have the time of their life watching
Absolutely.
and listening to that.
No doubt. I didn't have really much more beyond that. I thought the animation was great, story was fine. I guess I'll be curious to see where they want to do with the next one. They kind of teased.
They did
Doing
tease
some
a
more.
next one with the feather because it's like, oh yeah, where are the birds?
True.
I do think this movie tried to do a lot of fan service.
How so?
I mean, they sent Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps to couples therapy.
That's true. Yes.
And then they gave them a fake baby. I see what the internet says about these characters.
It is tainted.
I
us
don't
all.
agree with it, but I see it.
Tainted us all.
So, yeah, I think they were leaning into that a little bit, actually.
They've shown it's it's not a very progressive society. They are racist against reptiles.
That's true. We're probably going to find out in the third one that they're also racist against birds.
We thought we genocide all the birds.
And then in the first one, they were racist against carnivores. They're always racist against someone in these movies.
It's a flawed society. Progressive, but flawed. I thought the voice acting was really good, like you said.
Yeah.
Good music, and it was just very colorful and vibrant. I always love the sloth characters in
I
these
love the
movies.
sloth.
And in this one, he's a hothead, not street racer, but drives very aggressively.
Yeah, he
And-
gets his good scene here.
So I thought that was fun. I liked the big horse mare with his flowing mane.
Kronk.
Yes, voice actor of Kronk. Yeah, I'd give this movie like an 80. It was pretty decent.
Let me tell
It's
you,
pretty good.
it's no K-pop Demon Hunters.
True.
Before this movie came out, people thought maybe it would win Best Animated at the Oscars over K-Pop Demon Hunters. I don't think anyone is saying that now.
Not at all.
K-Pop Demon Hunters was the best animated movie of the year, and it's gonna win the Oscar.
I'll hold you to that.
But yeah, 80, I'm gonna put this at like a 70, 75. Not quite that certified fresh for me, but like not bad. I didn't mind it. If my nephews wanted to watch it, I wouldn't be mad that I had to sit there and watch it again.
I think what is, for me, it's Zootopia 1 was a cool new experience and made it very memorable. And I guess it's hard to follow that up. Sequels sometimes in these kind of genres aren't always the best.
It is. Like, when's the last time
Or it's hard to follow.
we saw an animated sequel that was better than the original?
Yeah, hard to follow, but that doesn't necessarily make this a bad movie. Like you said, some kid is going to be like, this is my favorite thing of all time.
Yeah. K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 is gonna slay.
I wonder if they have a few of those planned out now.
No way is Netflix gonna leave all that money on the table. But as far as Rotten Tomatoes goes, you wanna throw out a guess? What does Zootopia 2 have on Rotten Tomatoes?
Folk probably love this, so I'll say like a 90.
This has a 91%.
That was close.
And out of curiosity, I want to see what the OG Zootopia has.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
98%, so much higher, or higher by quite a few points.
Like I said, sequels, it's hard to follow the original when it's that good, but that doesn't make it a bad movie. I get that score.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zootopia won Best Animated Feature at the Oscars.
Oh, really? Nice. It's one of those, it's sort of like The Lion King for me. If I want a dose of Zootopia, I'm just going to watch the first one again.
Exactly.
Lion King 2 is fine, but nothing beats the original.
Yes, Zootopia was the Best Animated Film winner, the 2017 Oscars.
Very fair.
And it's not going to win for Zootopia 2.
One of my favorite animated movies, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
That's a great movie.
It was much better than I remembered as a kid.
It's funny.
You still say four eyes, you need glasses to see to me.
But obviously, Steve is my favorite character. He's just madness and chaos, and I love that. Mm-hmm. That's a fun animated movie. Watch that instead.
Do you like the sequel?
I don't know if I've seen the sequel, actually.
I've seen the sequel.
Know what we're doing tonight. Let's go. All right, number 3.
Number 3, we watched The Wrecking Crew with Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa.
I did not have high hopes for this movie
No.
going in, coming fresh off of The Rip.
Which was much better than The Rip.
I thought it was going to be a similar type of movie. This actually was more enjoyable than The Rip. I did not hate this movie.
I didn't hate it either. I thought it was fine for what it was. I'm not an action movie girl, but this was probably as enjoyable as a movie like this is going to be for me.
The way I kind of see it is it's sort of like Bad Boys 2 in Hawaii, but Jason Momoa and what's the wrestler guy's name?
Dave Bautista.
I feel like they're trying so hard, it makes it a little cheesy sometimes, but that can make for a fun action movie.
I think their performances appropriately fit the tone that the movie was going for. Now, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a Bad Boys movie, so what makes this movie more akin to Bad Boys 2 than more akin to Bad Boys 1?
Because I have not seen Bad Boys 1.
You haven't seen Bad Boys 1?
I've seen part of it. I've only seen 2 all the way through.
Okay, that's fair.
But that doesn't mean it's not a great movie.
That's fair.
You're the movie watcher here.
Hey, I haven't seen any Bad Boys movies. So.
There are some genres where sequels are the best. Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, great sequel. Bad Boys 2, great sequel.
Too Fast, Too Furious is currently the only Fast and Furious movie I've ever seen.
Honestly, that's all you need to watch. The first one is kind of similar, but I don't think it holds up as well. I don't know. You got Vin Diesel just kind of like lugging himself all over the place in a lot of them, and that's not very entertaining.
No.
To me, at least. Hashtag Paul Walker did nothing wrong.
No.
That was a joke.
I guess I thought the action sequences were well choreographed. That was cool.
I do think Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista are good actors.
Yeah.
They gave it a strong performance. They had some funny moments as well.
The first big action sequence that I remember was Jason Momoa in his house in Oklahoma,
I think so.
and these guys come for him. I think they're part of the Yakuza.
Yes.
I think they want a flash drive that their private investigator dad, who they murdered, had, and they thought he sent it to his son in Oklahoma.
Right.
I think that's what was happening.
I believe so.
And so Jason Momoa, he's like a cop. And so they charge at him in his home, and he like takes a cheese grater to a man's face or arm or something.
Yeah, on his arm or something like that. That was pretty funny.
And that got me.
It did. I think the action sequences were well done in this movie.
I will say there is no way you can have the man from Bad Sisters waltz on screen and me not immediately clock he's the villain.
Oh, you called it right away.
That man is not gonna be just here without being the villain.
He must be so nice in real life
I'm
because
sure he's
he
a
plays
lovely man.
because he plays such like a hateable villain.
Exactly.
Or at least I'm spoiled from Bad Sister.
And then his little buddy was my absolute favorite character. The guy with the black fingernails.
He had like the scar tattoo across his face.
Yeah, and he was just doing cocaine all over the place.
Oh, he was shooting and then doing a rail off of his gun.
Off of his gun.
What a champion.
Of course, that was my favorite character. Brilliant. Gone too soon.
But it had a good fight scene too.
They skewered that guy.
I think he literally did.
Yeah, I want a spin-off of that character. I want his backstory.
I thought the setting in Hawaii was really cool. It highlighted some of the points of contention for like people natively living there versus like the tourism industry. And I think one of the factors in the story was they wanted to build a casino, something like that.
Yeah, they wanted to build a casino
on like
native
land. People were living there.
Yeah, which I can appreciate that this movie that is essentially supposed to be a dumb action movie had a good message that they were pushing through with it.
I thought they had the backstory and kind of motivation for our two main characters. I don't even remember what their characters' names were. It's just Dave Bautista and Jason
Momoa.
They're dealing with a lot of like repressed feelings from growing up with, it sounded like maybe their abusive father.
It sounds like he
negligent
was
father.
A deadbeat.
Yeah.
And like, he was married to Dave Bautista's mom, but
and
then
cheated on
left
her. Yeah.
For Jason Momoa's mom. And so that caused a lot of friction between the two brothers because, I mean, they're kids. So it's like, well, okay, you took my dad away from the family. Like, they don't understand really those nuances because they're children. And I just think those bad feelings kind of lingered. That's what I got from it.
All right, I get that.
And then they were able to come together and become brothers again.
Some of the gunfights and stuff were really well done. I do think the chase scene, we're on the bridge and a helicopter comes out of nowhere, and it's a very over the top, like cars are flipping all over the place, bullets spraying everywhere, but no one's getting hurt. I think, especially since a lot of that I think was done with CGI. In the classic Bad Boys 2, a lot of practical effects, and I think you can definitely tell, especially in big action-y movies, when they cheap out and do CGI, it just doesn't look as good, or it's not as entertaining, at least for me.
Yeah, that's true. One positive I'll give this movie, and I'm gonna compare it to The Rip.
Nothing positive came out of The Rip.
No. My biggest issue with The Rip and what it was trying to do was they tried to tell us things about Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's backstory.
Right.
To kind of give them character and make us feel bad for them. But we never got any indication of, like, let's say what Matt Damon's relationship with his son was like, or Ben Affleck's relationship with his girlfriend was like. But I think this movie established backstory like that very quickly and very effectively.
It got to the point. I agree.
Because within the first, I'm going to say 10 or 15 minutes, I knew exactly who these characters were and why they had their issues with each other and their dad and whatever was going on. It did that very well.
Good point. Good point. No, I agree with that. It moved the story along, and you are able to, I guess, then get to the more action-y fight sequences, and there was quite a lot of that in this movie. I guess I liked the sort of investigation part of it, where our characters are kind of going and trying to trace the trail of what their dad was doing.
You're getting help from the dude from Spider-Man.
He was funny.
He was fun. I loved that scene where he jumps off the building and kind of parkours down.
That was funny, yeah.
The way the camera angle went, I was like, oh, and there's his stunt double.
Exactly.
I didn't hate this movie,
No.
honestly, and I had really low expectations going in just because this is not my genre.
On the home screen when we're about to hit play, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to like this. I was actually mildly entertained.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
My biggest issue, too many fat jokes. It's
Fair
lazy.
Fair enough. There's a lot of punching down in this movie, which, gets old after a little while.
Lazy.
Fair enough.
Better ways to be funny.
But yeah, I would give this, I don't know, I'll say 82. Not a bad little movie.
I'm going to give
They'll probably make a
this
sequel that will suck.
a 76%.
We're very specific on this last one.
Yes. Let's see what the critics gave it.
I bet I beat you.
Oh, no. The critics gave it a 76%.
I always have the worst timing on my guesses.
So I guess I have to say it's worth the hype of 76%.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'd say worth the hype. You like these actors, like these characters. Fun, action-y movie. You don't have to think too much about it.
I love Dave Bautista. I think he's such a good actor. After I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I had never really seen him that much. I don't even know if I'd watched Guardians of the Galaxy 1. But I came out of it and I was like, man, that guy gave a great performance.
I think part of it is now that I think he's not a wrestler anymore. Does that sound correct?
I don't know anything about wrestling, but that does sound correct.
I remember hearing a while back that Dave Bautista had like slimmed down. He looks like a normal person now, and I think that's letting his acting talent shine through. He's got that cold intensity when he's acting a lot of times, I think is pulled off very well in this film.
And then I think as an actor too, he's also very good at reaching down and bringing out a lot of emotion when he has to as well.
And he can do comedy too in
Yeah,
Guardians
he's
of the
funny.
in the Guardians of the Galaxy. So
And then, with all the wrestling, I'm sure there's an element of, doing some of the stunts, fight sequences,
Yeah.
like being able to keep up with that. Everyone had stunt doubles though, absolutely.
Definitely. Jason Momoa, I feel like, was sort of just himself, but that didn't mean it wasn't entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. Like he plays
Himself very well.
He was the more funny brother, and Dave Bautista was more of the straight man.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I was going to hate it. I didn't hate it, so that's a win.
We had the actor for Jango Fett in there.
Oh, yeah. He was the corrupt politician.
Always good to see him in other stuff. I always associated him with Star Wars, and we always will. We have to watch possibly the greatest sequel of all time, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. My favorite Star Wars.
Neither of us have good favorite Star Wars movies.
What's yours?
The Last Jedi.
I went to the theater on my birthday to watch The Last Jedi.
What a great experience for you.
With my sister, and I looked at her and said, I didn't like that, did you? She goes, no.
Now, the one I really didn't like, can't defend, Rise of Skywalker.
Never bothered to see it.
Because I think The Last Jedi actually felt unique to me. I think the filmmaker was really doing something with it.
I understand the perspective, yeah.
Now, I will say I did not care at all about the whatever Finn in Vegas or whatever storyline.
I was sure when I was watching that in the theater, I remember thinking to myself, okay, they're going to this casino world. And I think there was a line along the lines of like, oh, they are betting it's a casino place. What you know what that means? And I thought we were going to get a hard cut to pod racing. I was so excited for
Yeah.
that. Nope, we've got some essentially what like horse racing sort of thing
Yeah.
going on. Boo, missed opportunity.
See, I view The Last Jedi in the lens of it's a character piece about Rey
Okay.
and about Kylo Ren as well.
Hmm.
And I think
This movie did give us shirtless Kylo.
I think those actors are both really, really good, and I thought it was interesting to dive deeper into their characters. I even thought that crotchety Luke Skywalker made sense to me. People were mad that he was throwing the lightsaber. No, that made complete and total sense to me. I just think people, they don't care for their precious Star Wars characters that they've built up in their minds for the past 30 years or so, not fitting that exact ideal.
I understand that.
But what I really think should have happened, I think before Disney even started making this new trilogy,
Hmm.
you should just get one filmmaker to do all three of the movies, or at least if you're going to have three different directors, have them all sit down and come up with a storyboard because none of the movies were cohesive with each other.
I really understood when that last movie came out, reading the reviews and like, oh, you can see how badly this was a cash grab for them to try to just crank out Star Wars stuff. None of it really has to make sense, and it doesn't.
Yeah. Because I thought The Force Awakens was.
I guess, not Andor, Rogue One was good.
I liked Rogue One. I thought
The shows and stuff are better.
The Force Awakens was really good when I first saw it because I went and saw it on opening night. I was in college. I mean, the last Star Wars movie that had come out in the theaters, I was a kid. So I was like sitting in the theater. And then, of course, like I grew up with Star Wars. So that music starts and the crawl starts. And I was sobbing. I was a
You were
mess.
sobbing.
I was sobbing. So
I really
think
enjoyed
that
it.
movie brought just a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people.
Episode 7 I enjoyed on my first watch through. On subsequent watches, it just doesn't hit the same way for me.
I think
I
it's
know I'm
kind
going to
of
be
a
disappointed.
retread of a lot of things.
It is, and I just know I'm like, well, this isn't leading anywhere interesting, so
I love The Last Jedi.
Now, why Attack of the Clones is better than everything, and you're just wrong. Jango Fett. I don't like sand. Perfectly memeable.
I think we have two of the worst received Star Wars movies as our favorites.
Dual wielding lightsabers. Big old battles. Love it. Fun to look at. Lots of lasers and explosions. What's not to love? You get Obi-Wan Kenobi as Jesus. Christopher Lee.
See, I was always bored watching Attack of the Clones, but it's probably been over a decade since I've seen it.
You get to see Padme trying to deliver these lines the best she can. I forget her actual name. Natalie Portman.
And Natalie Portman's a great actor. She has an Oscar, but
doing what she can. When your dialogue's so bad that a great actor can't do anything for you.
The only actor who could handle that dialogue was Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
The only one.
Yes, that's why I'm right. Attack of the Clones.
We'll have
Best
to
movie.
watch through all those Star Wars movies. Well, now that we've rambled on about Star Wars for a little bit, do you have any thoughts about the Oscars now that we've gone into our first official week of death racing? I know we watched a few things that we didn't cover here. Anything that stood out to you or any thoughts?
I will be damned if Timothée Chalamet wins an Oscar over my dead body.
We haven't even seen Marty Supreme.
And we never will.
We're gonna watch Marty Supreme.
We won't contribute any numbers. No, he's fine. He probably deserves it. He's a better actor than I am. I just don't want to see him win. Is that so wrong?
No, it's not.
I think I want Sinners to win everything. Sinners was awesome.
Sinners was awesome.
I think Sinners was the most unique movie, one of the more unique movies out of this out of this crowd.
Yeah, I think my favorite so far is Begonia, but we still have 3 left to watch. We need to watch Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sentimental Value of those Best Picture movies.
I guess I'm most looking forward to watching Sentimental Value, see
Me
what
too.
Skarsgård is up to.
Yeah, because he won that Golden Globe.
Yeah, that was interesting. We weren't quite expecting that win at the Golden Globes, were you?
No. I hear he has committed category fraud, but I'll have to see for myself. Because last year, both of our supporting actor winners committed category fraud.
Remind me, which ones were those?
It was Zoe Saldana and Kieran Culkin.
Oh, absolutely.
They were both the leads of their movies.
Would it be fair to say Kieran was like a co-lead in that movie, or do you think he was just the straight up lead of that movie and what's his face was more supporting?
He's the real pain. It's the titular role. That's from Lady Bird. That always makes me chuckle. But yeah, Kieran's the lead. The movie starts and ends on Kieran. Kieran's the lead.
True.
And even though the movie, well, Amelia Perez is also the titular role. But again, the movie starts and ends with Zoe.
I thought
more screen time.
That was much more clear that she was the lead.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I could see the argument of co-leads for A Real Pain.
That's more what I was thinking, yes.
But yeah, category fraud is rampant. Now,
they should crack down on that more. I agree.
Is Jacob Elordi category fraud? I guess
that's a hard one for me.
A big chunk of the movie is from his perspective, but
then you get the whole beginning with Oscar Isaac as well, so you get a bit of both.
Are they co-leads?
I would say co-leads.
They're both Frankenstein. Frankenstein the man and Frankenstein the monster.
That's more what I was thinking.
Because he's the one who won at Critics' Choice. Yeah, those are the 2 we've had so far. Golden Globes, Critics' Choice.
Now I'm worried I'm going to watch Marty Supreme and I'm going to really like it. I'm going to be like, I need to take up ping pong now.
Well, the fact that you didn't like If I Had Legs, I'll Kick You makes me think you might not like a Safdie film.
Okay.
Because you said it stressed you out and you don't like to feel stressed out while you're watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this movie might stress people out. That's at least what I've heard. But again, I haven't seen it. I think I'll probably like it, honestly.
Hey, it's nominated for a reason.
It is. It is.
We'll see what happens.
We shall see. But unfortunately, I don't think Begonia is going to win Best Picture. My money's still on One Battle After Another, but after Sinners got all of those nominations...
It got the most nominations, right?
The most nominations of any movie ever at the Oscars.
Good job, Coogler?
Coogler, yes, Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler. Great job.
I mean, I might change my mind by the end. I thought for sure going into this race, it would just be One Battle After Another, and that's what I would think the whole time was going to win.
That movie was overhyped.
I think it was too. It wasn't my favorite. Like, I don't think it was bad or anything, but...
Is Sinners up for Best Picture?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to throw my vote behind that, honestly.
It could happen. It's more of a 2-horse race now.
It was a very fun musical style that I enjoyed throughout that movie. And, I mean, vampires, what's not to like?
Yeah. No, it was a great movie. It was great. But yeah. Now that we've rambled on a little bit, that was our week. Of these 3 movies, I guess I enjoyed The Wrecking Crew the most.
I may have as well.
Which really surprises me.
That's a movie, honestly, if I saw it like on a plane or something available, I'm like, all right, I'll just watch and be entertained for this flight.
Yeah.
Didn't hate it. And it's in Hawaii, which all the background scenes and just the environment was very pretty and cool to look at. I would love to go to Hawaii someday.
Yeah, of course. All right, well.
See you in Hawaii.
That's another week. We shouldn't bother them. That's another week, and we'll see what the next one brings going into more of Oscar season. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.